It's now clear that Britain will take part in these EU elections. What role do you expect the UK to play in the European Parliament afterwards?
Well, I hope that the UK and the members of Parliament will play a very constructive role then, because nobody knows for how long they're going to be members of Parliament. And I'm optimistic about that, because we can see that at the moment, also on the council level, that the UK is, as long as they are members of the European Union, that they are really taking responsibility there.
But, Minister, can Britain actually continue to be treated as a full member of the EU? Or are you expecting them to be very disruptive?
Well, they are a member of the European Union as long as the Brexit is not being operated. So, I mean, I'm a Minister of Justice, so according to the rules, they are a full member as long as they haven't managed to get out. So, yes, they have to be treated similar to all the others, but of course it's a political question more than a legal one, how these members are going to behave, and that is also a question: who is going to be elected to this European Parliament?
Right, but how would you deal with the UK? I know there were concerns from the French side that, of course, you know, they're a withdrawing country, which means that they're fully in, but actually they're still withdrawing.
Well, on the council level, I think it's not going to be a problem. It's just going to continue the way it is. On the level of the European Parliament, we will see if a lot of members of Parliament from the UK are actually Brexiteers, and even more so, some that are completely against the European idea. I fear that they might act in a very disruptive manner, which could harm the European Union, the European Parliament as such. But I hope for the for the British people that they also feel a sense of responsibility for the whole. It's not another election about the Brexit. It's a whole European election.
Minister, would the German Social Democrats actually support Mr. Manfred Weber in becoming EU president?
The German Social Democrats support Franz Timmermans, who is at the moment the first Vice President of the Commission. He has already proved that he is able to do the job, and he's an excellent candidate. And I think at the moment we're the only party to be very clear, on the one hand, to stick to the regime of Spitzenkandidaten, and on the other hand, to be very clear about the person that we have determined to be our Spitzenkandidat. So we, as Social Democrats, are very clear about that.
Minister, Tom Keene in New York City, thank you so much for being with us today. I read an article this weekend on how Berlin is half asleep, even though it's the coolest city on the planet. How do you jumpstart the interior spirit of Germany? There's this whole talk in New York City and other places of a lethargy, a generational malaise in Germany. How do you get out of that?
I'm surprised about this story, because we see a young generation that is on the streets more than other generations have been. We have the Fridays for Future movement. Just yesterday I attended the Pots of Europe movement, where we had a lot of young people too. We've seen them demonstrating for their position on the copyright issue. So this generation is actually much more active than we've seen that in the last, let's say, 10 or 20 years.